The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
Welcome to the Lori Davis Show, where it's all about the amazing lifestyle on our Treasure Coast. And here's your host and realtor for life, Lori Davis.
Hello, hello. We are so happy to have you here on the show today. So glad you guys could be here with us. It is July in Vero Beach. It is Florida. It's kind of hot and sticky out there, but that's why we love it. And we love it. I love it in the wintertime. I like it when everybody's here. Not as much the traffic, but I do like that there's a lot of activities going on. In the summertime, we get fewer activities, but then there are fewer people and we get to go into places that we didn't otherwise get to attend. So one of those things that's going on, well, let me first say this. If it's so hot outside, we have 13 beaches free. Indian River County. You can roll up to any beach, park your car. Some of those you can bring your dog on a leash and go take a swim. The ocean we picked up our beverage today from Citrus Grill House, which we do every week. And the ocean looks like the Bahamas. It's absolutely beautiful. And the reason why, and I say this, is sponsored by Dale Sorensen Real Estate. I'm a realtor here in town, Lori Davis, your realtor for life. But it is because of the place that we live is so beautiful and so unique. And there really isn't anything like it for miles. You can go all the way south to Miami until maybe you hit the Keys, where you see something that's a little more unique, a little different, and as beautiful as we are. Going north, you'd have to get to St. Augustine to find really a unique community that you could live in and be involved in activities, etc. Basically, that's what it is. So we are so very fortunate. We love our beaches here. It's wonderful. Now, what's really cool that's been going on, and Cindy, I don't know if you've gone yet because we talked about this last week, but what's happening at Riverside Theater, because they're really taking advantage of the weekends.
They are, yeah. With the
casino thing.
Right.
Did you go yet?
No.
We should go this week sometime.
We should go because
just go so I can talk about it because I want to do. So if my guest doesn't know, and if you guys that are listening don't know what it is, now they're doing music on Thursdays now. So they're Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. You can sit outside. It's like a tailgate. You're listening to the music. The bands are good. They do different music every night. And it's usually local musicians. They call it music in the loop. So they park in the loop, and then you guys can either park in the parking lot where Cindy she's got her tailgate open. Right, she got her cooler out there. Right. But no, I've seen people just sitting with their chair, just sitting in their chairs in the grass, just enjoying it because it's in the shade, which is nice as opposed to being on the concrete. Yeah. But they also do a casino-style games in the lobby to benefit the children's programming. So Cindy had another show that they came in and talked about it. Mm-hmm. So there are craps.
It's legitimate Las Vegas, craps, blackjack, roulette wheel, and then with slots.
I can't believe they have slot machines. Anyway, you take your money, you give them money, they give you play money, and then you play. If you win, then you buy prizes. But basically, the money that goes to the house, you lose, goes to the children's programming of Riverside Theater, which is fabulous. Yeah. They have a wonderful program. So it's for a great charity, and it's something fun to do. And you can do that in the AC, right? That goes 5 to 8. So you go inside if you don't want to be out in the heat, listen to some music, have a nibble and a beverage, and then go on inside. I think it's kind of cool.
And it's free, too. It's
no tickets.
Yeah, no tickets. It's free. You can watch.
Yep. Then on Friday and Saturday nights, they do the Comedy Zone, which, again, is another thing they're doing every weekend. It's a great time of year just for those kind of things, those activities that are inside at night. They're fun to do. Go out and eat before, eat after, because, they do 2 shows. I think a 6 and an 8, right? Doesn't think shows are at 6 and 8? Yeah. Anyway, it's a wonderful thing. I think it'd be cool. So that's always fun to do. You got to remember Farmers Market. We love Farmers Market. That's every Saturday, every weekend coming up. It never goes away. It gets smaller. There's not as many vendors, but it's still fun to go out there and do. And usually there's a breeze. It's right there by Humiston Park. It's Dahlia and Ocean Drive. We love it out there. And then still at the museum is the John Landau Sunset Strip billboard exhibit, which Cindy did see, and everybody's got to go. It's supposed to be really cool. Mm-hmm. So, and I did know some people had a special function there, and they said it was very, very neat. It was, shout out to Rebecca Emmons, said she saw it. She thought it was pretty neat.
I like the back of it. So in other words, you see the cars and some of the stuff and whatever, and you forgot. I mean, I forgot about some of that stuff.
Yeah, like what's around it in the photograph.
Yes.
Other around the billboard.
Yes.
I know. It's a time hop, right?
Total.
Yeah, it gives you a date time stamp.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you, Chef Scott Barricchio at Citrus Grill House. We love you guys. You provide us with a delicious beverage. It is summertime, and I asked them this morning, he and Alex was like, sounds like a sparkling rosé wine, and that is what we have today. Of course, everything that we serve that we have here is in the restaurant. This, and Cindy, she affirmed this, is a Montevellini. It's Tulia. It's a Brut Rosé. It's a Brut Rosé. Say Brut?
Brut.
Okay, yeah. Brut, go. Anyway, it's from Italy, and it's really, it's a table wine, but it is delicious, and it's cool, and it's this time of year. I think it's nice to just have something, and it would go with all of the foods that you're going to eat, because the foods aren't going to be so heavy, so it would go with almost everything they have over there. But let me taste it for you.
Yes. It's the thing this summer.
Yeah, it is. It's really very, very good. Go over and see them at Citrus Grill House, 1050 Easter Lily Lane. They're open Monday to Saturday. They do lunch and dinner. We love it over there. Great staff, great people. You probably already know them. They probably already know you. It is such a local place, and we love them. So, and if it's not fresh, they're not serving it, go over to Citrus Grill House and tell them that Lori Davis sent you. All right. DSRE by the numbers, 452 million year-to-date sales, 19% of the market share. 551 closings year to date. That is through the 16th of July. And the next closest brokerage is at 14%. That is $327 million, and I think it was 336 units. So kind of cool. We're at that 2.3 million, Cindy. We're still holding $2.3 billion in residential real estate sold in Indian River County year to date.
That's crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. All of it that's going on. There's so much transacting. But this is just residential. This does not include commercial, vacant land, anything income generating. I'm just always blown away by the numbers. The median sale price of a home in Indian River County is only up a little bit, though. That's good. Year over year, last year was at $392. It's only at $395. We had peaked up in a couple of months in April and May over 400, which I think is kind of tough because that's a hard price point for someone to come into the market as an entry level. But it's the median, so you understand there's more, there's some below and there's some above. But that's a big number, and I was glad to see that's at least under 400, giving a lot of our times first-time homeowners a break at what, considering interest rates are high, but they give it some time, and we'll see if we can't readjust that for you. Let's get to our guest. He is our friend. He's my friend. He is an ophthalmologist. He's serving Sebastian, Barefoot Bay, Palm Bay, Melbourne, Vero Beach, Okeechobee. He's everywhere. And he does custom cataract surgery, laser vision correction. He's a father of 4, a husband to my best friend. He served as city council in 2017. He was your mayor. He's everybody. Let's welcome to our studio, Val Zudans. Val Zudans.
Thank you very much.
I am so honored. I was like, I get Val in studio today. It's so cool. I know. I was like, Tracy, is he coming? She's like 5 minutes before he walks in the door. Tracy's texting him going, you got to be in the studio. I'm already here. So anyway, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. No, I really, really do. It's very impressive. I mean, your resume is extensive, but we're here to talk about ZudansEye. Tell us, you've got a lot going on. There's always something evolving. Tell us what you got going on.
Well, Tracy and I came to Vero Beach in 2002, so we've been here 22 years. July 1st was my first day in 2002. And I was an employee, worked in a practice, 19 years at one of the largest groups, and it was the largest group in town at the time. And kind of done everything. Kids are out of the house. I really like my job. I enjoy interacting with my patients, helping them to see better. It's a very rewarding job in making a difference in people's lives. So, but I got to a point where I had done everything, run a business, 50 employees, surgery center, traditional, exactly how you think it is when you go to see the eye doctor. And I was kind of like ready for doing something different. So I started initially with just one office that I was just going to one day a week, and I was still working for other people, and I changed practices, and that was almost 4 years ago now. 2 years ago.
Can you believe it?
Yeah. I opened a second office in up in Sebastian Barefoot Bay area.
Yep.
And
that's my office.
Yep.
That's
I was up to about 50% of my time there. And then as of January this year, I got so busy with my offices that I stopped working for anyone else and just went 100% for myself.
Yeah.
And then today I'm here to announce that I'm about to open my third office, which is kind of, I was living in Vero and traveling north or traveling southwest, and now I'm going to have one on the west side of Vero, new office. And this one is better than even my other offices because
really,
in addition to seeing patients there in clinic, I will be opening a surgery center and a new sort of model for surgery centers that's been developed across the country over the last 5 years or so. And it's actually incredibly interesting and good, and I'd love to talk to you about it.
Well, we definitely want to know more about it. Can I move to Vero from Sebastian?
Yeah.
Can I be a patient move
absolutely.
over there?
We're already taking appointments.
Okay, good.
The office opens coming up.
I don't mind. You know, from my house, it was 22 minutes to get to the Sebastian, North Sebastian office. It was not that far, and it was not that long. But, you know, I just go up anyway. I go that way. But anyway, tell us about the surgery center. Tell us what you got going on.
This
sounds very exciting.
It's going to be on the west side of Vero, 82nd Avenue, which is about 1.5 miles west of the mall.
Yes.
Right off of 60, the tax collector has an office in there. So if you see the tax collector sign, that is right around where that is.
Well, it's so convenient too. If you haven't been to the tax collector office, just shout out to that. Go to 82nd Street. It's so easy to get in and out. It's fantastic.
And the new Publix is going to be there too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And now
right across the street will be, there's a plan of, apparently there were plans. I'm not sure what the status of that is, but there were supposed to be a Publix, and the Ryanwood Publix was going to, once they opened the new one, they were going to close the Ryanwood, do a full remodel there. So it was going to push everyone out there. So it's a great location, very close. It's only 1.5 miles more west is 95. So like people who want to come and see me north and south.
Yes. Convenient.
So just like my other offices, it'll have clinic, but it will also have a surgery center, in-office surgery center. And this is something that this will be the first one on the Treasure Coast, but it's not a new idea.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if you go back, if you remember
the history,
if you have older relatives or remember in the past, people used to go to the hospital to get cataract surgery done.
Yes.
And they used to they get admitted to the hospital, stay in the hospital. They would have sandbags next to their head so they wouldn't move and break their stitches and have a serious side effect or problem. And then one of the first fields of surgery to make the transition to ambulatory surgery centers, or ASCs, was ophthalmology. And it's the most commonly performed ASC surgery right now in the country. And that makes sense. It's the most commonly performed surgery, period, in the country. But it's almost...
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cataract
everybody gets cataract if you live long enough.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And we have 2 eyes.
Yeah.
And so you're going to... it is the most commonly performed surgery. And it's very successful, actually. Safer, better experience to have that done in an ASC than in the hospital. Less chance of... they call it nosocomial infection, basically an infection that you acquire in a hospital. It's not actually as safe to have a procedure there versus an ASC if you can
I never want to go to a hospital ever again.
So this is the next iteration of that progression. Yeah. And so instead of these ASCs, which have a lot of residual overregulation and problems related that were left over from that transition from hospitals to ASCs are now being done at OBS. They call them OBSs, office-based surgery centers.
Okay.
And we go through all the same accreditation. So the same accreditation agencies, which are private, that accredit hospitals and ASCs, they've developed accreditation programs so that you can make sure that this is a safe location, safe procedure. And amazingly, it's actually safer than an OBS. Than an ASC. Yeah. And the reason for that is that we've transitioned into non-IV sedation. You can still get some sedation, Valium, if you need it.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is most of my patients don't even take a Valium for cataract surgery anymore because it's such a local, quick, painless procedure that unless you're particularly anxious, and in which case I'm not going to
of course,
keep you anxious.
Yes,
but
yes,
I'll give you something to help with that. But an oral Valium and and if that's not enough, even a melt that can be placed on the tongue that further enhances your sedation. The cataract surgery itself is the same surgery, same sterility, same. So the risks of the surgery itself are essentially the same, but switching from IV sedation, so you don't get an IV in my OBS, that is the number. It turns out when you do large studies, the number one side effect of cataract surgery is not anything related to the surgery. It's the actual sedation complications.
Sedation. Cindy,
so
my Cindy's all about the medical.
Yeah.
She knows her medical stuff. I just always go, what do you think, Cindy?
So just by making that one adjustment, and it's a more pleasant experience. It feels more comfortable. It's not like you're in some hyper ICU environment. You're in a clean, efficient office, but you're
medical.
It's a medical
office,
atmosphere, but it's actually less stressful. So the patients are even less likely to need the sedation because they feel more comfortable. This is an office they've also maybe have been to before,
of course,
for just like the regular visits, so they're not going to have that same level of anxiety.
You're going to come in a couple of weeks, and we're going to do it in the 2 rooms over, right? Yeah. Because you're familiar. Right. Now, how long does this surgery take? Cataract surgery, like you said, almost everybody's going to get it. Right. If you live long enough.
Right. So if it's solely cataract surgery, probably the average time is about 7 minutes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And that's amazing.
Yeah. What cataract is, the day you're born, the lens, we have a lens inside of our eye.
Right.
It starts out clear. Yeah. And it takes about 70 years, plus or minus 10 years, for that lens to haze.
Okay.
And that's what cataract is, a hazy lens. And once it starts to cause symptoms like night glare, having to get closer to see the road signs that can't be adjusted just by changing your glasses, then you can, I'm doing a lens exchange. That's what cataract surgery is. Numbing drops, no needles, no stitches, instrument that holds the eyelid open, use ultrasound sound waves and vacuum it out, put a new lens implant in the eye. The new lens implant, very similar to contact lens technology, but permanent. So there's no maintenance like a contact lens. Right. And it has prescription built into it, including potential astigmatism correction, multifocal lenses that can work a lot like a progressive lens, if that's something you're interested in. And 7 minutes, the vision can be foggy for a day or two afterwards, then it clears up. Very high success rate, very low complication rate, not zero risk. So we do one eye, we wait a week, and then we do the other eye so that you're not, just to make sure that everything is correct, or if there's any issues to address them before you proceed with the second eye.
That is amazing. And I am so this is going to be the center for you.
Yes.
Now you're doing some surgeries right now up in Sebastian.
I was.
Okay, so now
I'm opening.
When are we opening? When are we going to be available?
August 7th and 8th. I'm doing my first surgeries in that surgery center, and then it's every week after that.
Okay. In Vero Beach, there is something, and it's systemic, and that you can't get in to see a doctor.
Right. That's not a problem for me.
Okay. All right. So they can literally call in, get an appointment, So when somebody calls up, you need your eyes checked. You're driving around today, or you're sitting in your house, you're listening to talk radio, and you're like, I haven't had my eyes checked in so long. I forget who my doctor was, and I need to be checked. What do they do?
So they can just call our office. Yeah. 772-212-1562. That's the office number. Okay. They can go. You can request an appointment. It's super easy on the website. Okay, so you go ZUDEYE, so Zudans, ZUDEYE.com.
Okay.
If you go on there, there'll be a little pop-up. It's called Clara. Okay. And it'll talk to you. It's not a real person, but you can make a request. You want an appointment, you put it on there. The next day, you can do it at 3 a.m. Yeah. Okay. Right. And the next day we're in the office, you'll get a phone call back from our office. They'll set up whatever date you want that works for you. You can go up to the Sebastian office if the bureau doesn't work. Yeah. There's also something pretty cool that I've started doing in the last year that I think would be, this is what I would do if I particularly if I just wanted to get an eye exam, but I did. We're doing these, I call them executive eye exams, sort of like an executive physical kind of thing, where you just want to get your eyes checked out. And no dilation involved. Right. We can do measure your vision pressure, see if you need glasses, And then I have these new technology devices that do retina scans, take photographs of the inside of your eye without dilating your eyes. And I can see everything sometimes better than what I see on the dilated eye exam.
Right.
I can see on that. And if there's any issues or anything, I can potentially have the patient come back. But those visits can be as short as like 15 minutes, that you're spending in the office.
Yeah.
The technician does all this. And since I have 3 different offices, if I'm out, say, in my Okeechobee office, you come to my Vero office, I just want a screening test.
Yep.
Or say you have diabetes and you have to go get your annual diabetic exam, but you're not having any problems.
Correct.
I can do everything that I do on my annual diabetic screening at that executive exam. And then when you're done, they hand you an iPad and I go through all the results with you and explain everything. And then you walk out the door. Your eyes are not dilated for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And we can identify about 25% of those patients will have some issue that I need to follow up with.
Sure.
But 75% of the time, you're done. And then next year, go get your annual eye exam. I love it. It's a way to utilize also the equipment that I have is very sophisticated, very expensive. Yeah. And it's sitting in an office where by going to multiple offices, I can't always be utilizing it. It's a way for patients to get good quality care. Yeah. And make use of all that.
That's awesome. Listen, we have to do a couple commercials where I just let you go on because it was so amazing. And I know everybody out there wants to know about this because everybody needs it. We'll be right back. We're going to do a couple commercials. We'll be back with Val Zudans.
Sturgis Lumber is the county's most trusted hardware store. Sturgis stocks stainless steel products, power tools, construction and painting supplies, propane, plumbing, and electrical parts. 4645 US 1 Vero Beach, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware. It's hurricane season. Prune your trees now with Scott Tree Services. Strengthen your trees against high winds and remove broken limbs that could cause damage. Don't get nervous. Call Scott Tree Services.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Now during our summer sale, you can save 10 to 50% store-wide on furniture in the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Capri, and more. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, bedroom groups, all in stock for immediate delivery. We're also the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Garden, Hollywood, and Kingsley Bait. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Come in now for our store-wide summer sale, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture.
We have a doctor in the house, Val Zudans, who can get your eyes done in Vero Beach. We're so excited. There is a doctor available. There is somebody you can call. There's multiple offices. They're doing procedures that, like you said, if there's a diabetes eye, if you think you might need cataracts, you can do those in-house. It's so amazing. It's technology advances, but I think it's really cool that you're on the cutting edge of those technology advances. So tell me, you said cataract, glaucoma, there's a couple other things?
Yeah, one of the things that you asked how long does it take to do a surgery, and it can be anywhere like 5 to 10 minutes, but one of the things that just takes a couple extra minutes that I and a lot of other surgeons do routinely is what are called MIGS procedures, minimally invasive glaucoma surgeries, which can be combined with cataract surgery for just a few extra minutes at the same time as cataract surgery.
Perfect.
You can also have your eye pressure and have sometimes permanent improvement that can reduce the need for drops or reduce the need to go on to additional drops. Also have some lasers that are quite good for glaucoma that can also reduce the need for drops. So those are some of the things.
Fantastic. I have got to cut you off. There's so much exciting stuff going on. You guys call Val Zudans if you can't get him. That is at ZudansEye, ZUDEYE.com, 772-212-1562. Or call Lori Davis, your realtor for life. You can find me online, and I will put you in touch with Dr. Val Zudans. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great night. Thank you, Val. Always good to have you here.
My pleasure.
Guys, be safe out there. Bye-bye.